It's time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show live on WBON TV and on radio at WEKY, WKXO, and WIRV. Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse and join us here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Also brought to you by Bishop Small Engine Repair and Nuevo Vallarta. And now let's go live to your host, Michael Watkins and Samantha Burford.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show on this Monday night. It's a little cool outside. I want to welcome everyone. Happy to be here. We are at Jack Burford Chevrolet once again. Tonight, my partner in crime is Dawson Rule. Very happy to have you with us, Dawson.
Yeah, I'm happy to be with you. First sports show. We got a lot to talk about tonight. It's going to be a good one.
We got a fist bump on that.
Yeah.
The reason Dawson's with us, usually, my co-host is Michael Watkins. He has had a death in the family. So we're very sad that this is, he's not here with us tonight. He's probably, with family, friends, mourning the loss of his grandmother. So we're sending out our prayers and condolences to his family and anxious to get back to work with him once, he's with his family.
He's back, and we're praying for him, his family, and we hope he comes back soon. We miss him already.
I know, miss him already, even though he does give me a lot of, hard times.
Yeah, I think he tries to spread it around a little bit, but I think he gets you more than anybody.
Yeah, so. I think so, too. Well deserved. I deserve it sometimes because I give it to him first. Sometimes the audience doesn't always get to see that I dish it out.
Y'all are partners in crime, pretty much. I mean,
that's exactly right. Dawson, we had a huge week of sports, especially Friday night. We had Madison Central versus Madison Southern, big cross-county district rivals, girls action. And you were there with Michael. Oh, well, I was there too.
Yeah.
But you guys were on the call. Tell us your thoughts about this big rivalry.
Well, I said anytime Central plays Southern in any sport, it's a big event. It doesn't really matter if it's basketball, football, anything.
Yeah.
So coming into the game, I knew it was going to be a fun one, and both those teams are kind of young, building up, and Michael and I were talking about that. We were interested to see who was going to pull it out that night, and Southern eventually did, and it was a really close game.
Yeah, because that game is always aggressive. It's always fierce. But to me, it seemed like it was more aggressive than usual.
Yeah.
It was scrappy.
It could have been because it was at Berea College, and they're just not used to playing on a college court like that. Maybe a little extra excitement going into that game.
A little bit of a neutral site. Both teams had lots of fans there. I think Madison Southern had a lot more fans there, I should say, just down the street for them.
It's a good place to play that game, though. Yeah. I mean, maybe one year they could come play it at EKU or something. I mean, why not play it at a bigger college? I mean, it's a big enough game and draws the fans for that. So,
do you feel like with that game, before we get into the X's and O's of it, it's a bigger court. So do you feel like that had anything to do with it? Because there was lots of mistakes and so many turnovers.
I mean, there could have been, yes. The turnovers, I don't know. I've never played basketball like that, but I feel like when you're playing in a bigger gym and you're not used to it, maybe you could shoot a little bit worse, or you might get in your head. Yeah. So
they sure did.
Yeah, and Central's never played there. I don't know how much Berea's played there with the women's team. So I mean, coming into a new gym for the first time and going out there and playing, who knows how it's going to affect you?
Yes. So. Well, Southern is 4-1 on the season. Yeah. Central girls are 0-5.
Tough start.
This was a big game for Brad Lovely, Coach Lovely. This is his, second season? So he really needs a win.
Yeah, the schedule started out all those road games. I don't know if they did that on purpose. I have to ask him, but it's for a young team, sometimes it's good to get those road games in. You'll take a lot of losses early, but it can help you build up for the postseason coming up in a few months.
Well, Southern came out strong. They scored 12 points to Central's 0 points, and then Central didn't score at all in the fourth
quarter, and that's when they had the lead, and they just couldn't hit a shot, and they kept turning it over, as we were saying earlier. It was the entire game on those turnovers, though. It was just back and forth, back and forth. Central could have made a lot of runs, and they just couldn't, and Southern took advantage of that in the fourth quarter.
You're exactly right. I have in my notes that there were 4 ties during the game, 9 lead changes, back and forth. It was just, like I said, it was scrappy. They were on the floor. They were, the whistle blew. I felt like they were not playing more than they were playing.
Oh, and that could have just been nerves being in a big rivalry game. Who knows? But, I mean, those teams hadn't met since last year, and a lot of new players on the floor seeing the varsity for the first time this year. So who knows what it could have been. They were just antsy, though, like you said. They were just throwing the ball away.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of frustrating. As a fan to watch it, it was like neither team could totally get into their offense.
Yeah.
Because there was a steal or there was a turnover at some point. Yeah, they knocked the ball. They kicked the ball. I took a video of Coach Lovely. He was so angry at the official because some girl kicked it off. It went off her leg, and he's doing the motion. You know, God love him. I mean, he was trying to get his point across. To no avail because it didn't work. I think that might have been the third quarter.
With young teams like that, it's sure to be frustrating as a head coach. You're trying to figure out who your leaders are, who's going to step up and become a starter, or who's going to be needing to go to the bench and play a little bit less because they're not working out in the rotation. And I'm sure he's not liking the 0-5 start so far, but I think Central will be fine this year. The Lady Indians will figure it out eventually.
Oh, there you go. Optimistic. Dawson is very optimistic. Well, a shout-out to Morgan Flannery. Her and Hadley French are MVPs. Morgan Flannery had 2 3-pointers right there in the fourth quarter. That was impressive because she shot it from the same place both times, and she was ready to turn around and give everybody the high five.
She scored half the points for Southern in the fourth quarter, which they needed those points, and Central didn't
take
get
the
any.
lead.
So those were both, like you said, huge shots and confidence booster for her, I'm sure.
Yeah, she had 12 points total, 6 steals, 5 rebounds. Hadley French had 12 points. Now for Central, Brittany Campbell and Strader had 7 points, and Bailey Hensley, she had 11 rebounds. She's been our MVP of several games already this season. 11 rebounds.
And she's usually the one scoring, but she stepped up on the rebound.
They stopped her.
Yeah, they did.
They put a stop to her.
But as a true leader as she is, she found another way to contribute. You're struggling one way, a good basketball player finds another way to contribute to their team. So.
You're exactly right. So some more stats on this game. Central shot only 35% from the field. They had 25 turnovers, like we talked about a minute ago. Southern shot 30%, and they had 14 turnovers. So there's your difference in the ballgame. 25 turnovers for Central, 14 for Southern.
And if you have a bad shooting night, that's already enough sometimes to create a loss. But when you add 25 turnovers to that, it's kind of hard to win, especially in a rivalry game like that when half the crowd's against you. So
yes. And, Dawson, you mentioned this a minute ago. Central had 5 of their first games. They were all away. And even this game was away.
Technically, and that's, like I said, a tough start for them. But when they get a home game coming up here soon, we'll see how they play there. They're a little bit more comfortable in a gym that they've practiced in their entire high school career. So we'll see.
Yes, and so that's a good point because their next 8 games will be home. So starting December 15th, I've got the KHSAA had it on their list today. They play Connor on the 15th. December 16th, they play Whitley County. Then, where we are right now, Jack Burford Chevrolet, they have the Jack Burford Classic.
Okay.
That's been a long-standing tradition there. Back when Robbie Cooksey was the athletic director there. Well, coach, now athletic director. They started that back then when he was the coach. December 18th starts that Jack Burford Classic. It goes until the 21st. They're going to play Boyle County, Pulaski County, Harlan, and Middlesboro.
I think the schedule was purposely made that way. If you started out with 5 road games, now you've got 8 to rebound kind of and get some wins back on that before you go on the tough road schedule later on in the year.
So it's extremely important that the fans show up. Parents, athletes, from other athletic, whether it be the baseball team or the dance team or the cheerleaders or the wrestlers that we're going to get to talk to tonight. They got to show up for these girls because they're going to need their support.
They need the support. The season's nowhere near being over yet. It's just begun. So don't let an 0-5 start get you out of the mindset like that, not wanting to go.
Yes. Now, Southern's next game is tomorrow night, and they play at North Laurel. That's going to be a good matchup as well. They're 4-1 on the season.
So, I mean, I don't know who's going to win that one, but the way they played a few nights ago against Central, I mean, I think Southern can go on the road and pull that one out. They've got a good group of girls this year.
Yeah. So do you want to make a prediction by the end of the season, district rivals? Who do you think? Because, Madison Southern won the district championship last year, 44th district.
Oh. Right now, Southern is looking like the better team. They just look like the better team right now. So if I had to pick right now, I'd say
between
Southern.
The two of them. that doesn't include Berea and Model. We'll keep them out of the equation for right now, just this matchup.
I'd say Southern, but I'm glad you brought up Berea and Model because I would argue that they're the two best women's teams in the county right now. I mean, they've only lost 1 or 2 games apiece. So,
yeah.
I mean, let's not even think about Central and Southern. I mean, the smaller ones, Berea and Model. I mean, maybe we'll see how they play if they play them in the tournament.
Berea Community has a tradition now of their women's basketball team being phenomenal. Coach Stepp, he just keeps grooming them and bringing them in. They are where Central is right now. Central is there right now. Berea was young, inexperienced several years ago, and he just keeps bringing them along.
Yeah, doing that at a school like Berea, who hasn't had much success in women's basketball in the past, is very impressive. I mean, usually the bigger schools are taking the better players. Berea's done it somehow, and like you said, Coach Stepp what he's done is incredible.
Yeah, and they're fun to watch.
I mean,
and that gym is loud. I don't know if we talked about it last week. If you've never been to a Berea community basketball game, it is loud in there.
Yeah, the first time I ever stepped in that gym was a couple weeks ago when Central went down there and played Berea, and they got rowdy down there. It was quite the fun game. I never had been to a Berea basketball game before. I was like, this is a great little gym to be in. It felt like an old school high school from Eastern Kentucky. Those little tight gyms where the crowd gets loud. That's what it felt like to me.
And it is.
Pretty much, yeah.
And they are rowdy. They get rowdy, and it doesn't echo, but it is loud in there. It's fun. It's a fun atmosphere.
For a big game, there won't be an empty seat in that gym from what I saw.
So let's move on to boys. After the girls' game, we had the second game. So that was Madison Southern versus Rockcastle. Same place, Seabury Center there at Berea College. And it was a packed house, too.
It was an awesome game. I mean, Southern played Rockcastle County, and from the start, Southern was just go.
Southern went out 8-0 right out of the game.
It was. I wasn't expecting that. I hadn't seen Southern play this year. I'd heard about some of the returning guys they had from last year, and they were pretty good last year.
Yeah.
But this Southern team may be one of the best I've ever seen. I mean, they are good, and they're going to give Central, when they play them tomorrow in the Seabury Center, a run for their money, I think.
Yes.
Could beat them. And I don't know.
That's going to be a great game.
I mean,
so tomorrow night, WBON TV, we will be there live with all the action. You can find the game on Facebook, on YouTube, on our website, WBONTV.com. You can find it on Roku, and you can find it on our new Channel 9. And if you're on cable, it's Channel 712. So that's how my husband's been watching it. If he doesn't get to go to the game, we have Spectrum. So Spectrum Channel 712. So there's no excuse for you not to be able to watch it, but most importantly, you need to support these teams and come out to the game. It's gonna. I wouldn't even want to make a prediction who's going to win that.
I can't do it. All I know is Central has won the last 8 boys basketball matchups, but I mean, it could end tomorrow night. I'm not going to make a prediction, but I'm going to say it's possible. This Madison Southern boys team's really good. But
tell us about their 2 big guys too.
I mean, Ursuline and Turner, those guys are the Twin Towers. I don't know who's going to get matched up on them for Central tomorrow because Central only runs about 6 guys out there.
Well, and when I interviewed Austin Newton, Coach Newton, he said he's got a slim team.
Yeah, they're both kind of down right now, whether it's injuries or ineligibility or something like that. So I think it's going to be super close tomorrow, and there won't be an empty seat in that gym.
Right.
Both student sections are going to show up and be yelling at each other. I can't wait to see that. I mean,
well, in Madison Central, their point guard is, I want to say inexperienced because he's new to starting varsity.
Right.
So, what do you think about that? That's an important role. All roles are important.
I mean, the teams
Central
has played are tough. GRC, that was a tough team. But
that was
this
a tough
one,
loss too.
Regardless of how the teams are, how good or bad they are, when they play this game, they just get the best out of each other. So that he might be up for something tomorrow coming into that game. First time playing Southern in a varsity game as the point guard. So maybe some of the Central upperclassmen, Jalen Davis and Trey Skaggs, Will Harden, are going to have to step up. So we'll see. It's going to be a great matchup, though. I'm interested to see which one of those Indians is going to be guarding Ursuline and Turner. You got to watch out for Jay Rose, too.
When I interviewed Coach Newton at halftime, I asked him about those 2, and he mentioned, the games before he hadn't started both of them at the same time or let them play at the same time, and this was something new at the last game that he tried. It works.
It worked to perfection. I mean, they're just throwing it to each other. Like, you don't see big guys moving like that on a basketball court too often. So, Southern's probably got a secret recipe for beating teams now. I mean, it's unique to them.
Yes. I will say Madison Central, their next games are away. 8 games they're on the road. So they're not back home until January the 18th against Great Crossing. So, and then the game before that is Scott County away. So they're playing 2, Scott County teams back to back, but at least Great Crossing will be at home. We shall see tomorrow night. You need to come to the game. Support these athletes. This is going to be a wonderful cross-county district rivalry. We will be there for all the action if you can't make it. But make sure you tune in if you can't make it. And if you can, get there. The weather's supposed to be nice tomorrow. So it's at the Seabury Center at Berea College, 7:30.
I mean, the game being there is going to make it a little better. I mean, sure, it's fun when the teams are playing at home, but this will be the first time the boys have played each other in Berea College. I mean, that'd be a great game, I think.
I don't even want to make a prediction.
I'm not going to. I can't do it. I know
cheerleaders, I'm sure, will be there. Dance team, bands, they'll
Bring
probably all be there.
Hey, I love when the band comes to the games. They always get hype and make it good. The cheerleaders, dance team, bring them all. You know, bring everybody to get hyped for the game.
Exactly.
For
grandparents,
both sides.
siblings, bring it all.
I want to hear people yelling at each other. Central's better. No, Southern's better. I love all of it. I mean, it just makes it great.
Well, we'll find out more information from Robbie Cooksey, the athletic director. He's coming on the show later. So we'll get some of the Central details, after we come back from this commercial break. And we'll, next up on the agenda is Madison Central Wrestling. So we'll talk to those guys when we come right back.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Very well-qualified buyers can get 2.49% financing and $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy Cyber Cash on most Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then, in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Kokudet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Locally family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full-service construction company offering full-service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation with 24/7 emergency services. Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve you during any emergency. All their services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give them a call at 859-353-1133.
Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse in Richmond. Whether you're an EKU fan or you're a part of the Big Blue Nation, Campus Warehouse has something for you. Stop by and see their new line of Old Road t-shirts, because guys, we know Saturdays are for the boys. Plus, they have the cutest seasonal tees for the ladies. And Campus Warehouse now carries the new line of tees for the kiddos as well. Visit campuswarehouserichmond.com or stop by their location in the Richmond Center next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. We are at Jack Burford Chevrolet. We've been here 3 weeks in a row. Michael's not with us tonight. He's had a death in the family, and we miss him, and our prayers are going out to him. But tonight, I have Dawson Roll with me, and the Madison Central Indians. The wrestling team is here. We are so excited to have you guys, and I cannot wait to hear about this matchup from last weekend. So, Coach Chad, tell us all about it.
Okay. Send my condolences to Michael as well. Hate to hear that. Last weekend we went to Ryle to compete in the Raider Rumble Invitational. It's an invitation-only tournament. They bring 18 teams in, and if you don't finish in the top third, I think, you don't get invited back the next year. So it's a very, very competitive tournament. 6 or 7 teams from Ohio and Indiana. We finished 9th overall, but because of the competitiveness of the tournament, I was happy with that. We had one champion. Jeffrey Kinley won it and was awarded Most Outstanding Wrestler. For the upper weights, they give out 2 of those awards, so he won the upper weight, Most Outstanding Wrestler. We had several placers in that tournament. Jonathan Gilbert got 6th, Kyron Jackson 6th, Lucas Hutchison got 5th, Max McCain got 6th. So just to have, I think, 5 placers in that tournament, I was pleased this early in the season.
You guys are having a fantastic season, not just this past weekend, but tell us about, how your team is improving. And obviously you've got some outstanding leadership on your team.
We do. We started the season off 5-0 with the opening weekend at home, so we started off strong. We have several seniors on the team. These 2 here would be our captains of the team. They're filling that role. That's why they're got invited to come along. So they do a good job. We're building and growing. These 2 have been wrestling in the program for a long time, so they know the standard and doing a really good job just getting prepared each week. So.
Okay. This is going to be a little bit of a different question, but I don't know as much about wrestling. So for people watching who may not know, can you kind of give us like a day in the life of like a regular wrestling practice and a regular game day match?
Yeah, I'll let Jeffrey answer that question.
Well, it's tough. So, I go to school and practice. Practice is usually pretty tough. Wrestlers usually tend to work a little bit harder than most sports, I'd say, especially, considering I play football and also run track. But if you watch a tournament, you see a lot of action. It's very fun to watch. I think it's more fun than people would realize. Tournaments are long, I will say that, though. But, yeah.
Okay. What do you think? Would you agree with those sentiments? That's how it is for you, or do you see wrestling a little bit differently?
I see wrestling about the same as that.
Okay. I guess I'll ask y'all another question. How was that first home matchup? Y'all went 5-0 that day. You beat, I have some notes, GRC, Davis County, McCreary, a couple other teams. What was that game day like for you guys?
We start the season off. McCreary County was a tough team. Some of the other ones are, it's kind of a tune-up. Not disrespecting our opponents, but it's a tune-up. So they did really well. We expected to win those. And then as we wrestle a very tough schedule. So as we move along during the season, we kind of try to get our athletes to peak at the end of the season towards the region, semi-state, and state tournament, and which we've been able to do that the past few years and had quite a bit of success. So first weekend was a tune-up. This weekend we went to a very competitive tournament, and we were humbled this weekend, some of our athletes. So kind of lets us know what to work on, conditioning, maybe need to step up the intensity in the room, and different individuals can do different things to improve.
Coach, tell us about these 2 individuals that are here with you tonight.
Okay, Jonathan Gilbert, he actually missed all of last season. He had a knee injury. He's made the state semifinals 2 years, once as an 8th grader and a freshman. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep, so that's pretty unheard of. 2-time state placer, missed his sophomore year due to knee injury, so he's coming in. He has, I think, 1 goal in mind, right? Yeah, he wants to win a state title, so he's on that path. He's been with the program. You guys moved here, 6th grade?
Yeah, 6th grade.
So Jonathan and his little sister Lacey wrestles for us as well. And she's
we definitely got to talk about that too.
Yeah, she's a freshman, competes. She's in our varsity lineup, 113-pounder, and she kicks butt and just wrestles with so much passion, and she's a big part of our team for sure.
So I want to know, do you guys get home and practice against each other?
It's hard. Sometimes we try, but most of the time it just doesn't work out. We kind of go at it a little bit too much.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt each other. Because she probably thinks she can take you, and you probably think you can take her, right?
Yeah, it gets competitive, and our parents usually have to split it up between us.
See, wouldn't you like to be there for that? Be in
Yeah.
their home, their den, like get off each other, stop.
No, they train together though, right? They do train together, not wrestling specifically. They can do some things, but weights, and they train a lot.
It's probably good though. You guys can be there to support each other at matches and like really be there for one another.
Yeah, we're pretty close in that, but overall, she's more of like the little sister for the whole team, not just me.
Oh yes. All right, you can talk to us about that too. But first, tell us about Jeffrey, because I'm anxious to hear about getting back in shape. You've been in football shape, so now this is different. So
it's a little different. Not that Jeffrey's ever really been out of shape, but
true. It's just different.
It is different. Yeah, it's a little more cardiovascular endurance. So we got to get the cardio up. But Jeffrey's been wrestling. I've started coaching Jeffrey with his dad Jeff and I when he was a sixth grader. So I've been coaching Jeffrey since sixth grade, kind of through the years, and watched him mature as grow into a young man on the wrestling mat, and and in life. So he's just done phenomenal. He three-time placer. Yeah, three-time placer. He's been in the semifinals twice, I think. Three times. Okay, so he has one goal in mind this year, and that's to win the state title, and we'll see what he wants to do at the next level, whether he plays football or wrestles or runs track. It's whatever.
Or do all three. There's some colleges you could probably do all three. They would love that.
Yeah, it'd be tough for sure. But you're asking about the getting in shape for. Honestly, this year it wasn't really as hard as it has been in the past because I usually take a week off. But this year I took like a day and I just rolled back into it, so I was already still somewhat in shape. But wrestling shape.
One day. You took one day.
I took one day. Yeah.
Were you bored? You were like, I gotta go do something.
I actually was. I was gonna take a week, but I had to come back. I was already ready for it. But yeah, wrestling shape's a little different, but it's once you've done it a while and you start getting rolling, it's easier to get acclimated a little bit.
Yeah. So he mentioned your goals. Tell us how you feel about that. What are you doing to get there?
I'm just coming in with a new mindset every day, just trying to get 1% better each day, and just working to that goal and doing everything I can to reach that goal at the end of the season.
So let's talk about this toy drive that you guys are having, this superhero project. Tell us about that. You want to talk about it?
Oh yeah, my family, we started it from my little brother who passed away, and we just get toys and donate them to the hospitals. So around Christmas time, the kids who are in the hospitals can get toys where they usually wouldn't.
So tell us, if all of us want to donate the superhero toy, will you take any toy? Does it have to be a superhero? Tell us about it.
Yeah, we won't turn any toy away.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's superhero theme based. I think that's at the time your brother was really into superheroes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it brought him some joy in the hospital. So we keep it superhero theme based. If they want to bring them, they can drop them off at Madison Central High School. We're doing a collection up there. Anytime we'll take them. And there's also I think a GoFundMe link, I believe, that goes towards the cause as well. And then we will take those. We'll get some wrestlers to go and take those. I don't know the specific end date. We have another middle school event where I think that's the flyer.
I think it ends on Friday, the 17th.
17th, yeah. So we're going to have the middle school event Wednesday, wrestling, and do the toy drive, and then it'll close up on the 17th. So that's been something good that all the kids participate in, and even other teams, when we compete against them, they'll bring the toys too, and that kind of was one of the coolest moments, just having other teams bring those and support.
Yeah, isn't that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And, it just really shows the care this holiday season, that people are willing to give and donate and really have compassion for each other, even though you're trying to, smack them around on the mat. Can I call it that? Smack them around?
Yeah.
You don't really smack them, but
yeah.
you kind of do.
You can, yeah. You throw some hands within the rule set. Yeah, there's a rule set.
Yeah. We were talking off camera before, we came out of break about how I just don't think that's for me. But I'm super excited that you guys have a female on the team. How different is that for you coaching?
It's the same. No, we hold the same standard. So, if we have a female that wants to wrestle, they're going to go through the same training and be a wrestler. So that's kind of how I look at it. They'll have, if they want to compete against, they have like female-only tournaments. They can choose that route, or they can compete with the boys. It's up to them. But the standard's going to be the same.
Yeah. So what does your sister do? Does she compete against just girls-only teams?
No, she does boys with us.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she says she doesn't like wrestling with just the girls.
Yeah, she thinks she can go with the guys. Let her go out there and do it.
She can. She can. She's tough. She's a ranked 113-pounder in Kentucky, so she's been doing a lot as well. She's tough.
So what's next for the rest of the season? Where do you go next?
Well, we're at Great Crossing this week, and I couldn't tell you where we're at next week. I'm just focused on this week.
One match at a time.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, 1 week at a time, just keeping that same mindset.
So we'll have Floyd Central, Indiana, coming to Great Crossings. They brought them in. They have here big matchup at 165 pounds, number 1 ranked Indiana kid versus Jeffrey Kinley. So it's kind of a number 1 in each state going at it. So be a good match. I think they brought that in on purpose to set it up. So that'd be good.
I would think so.
We got your back, Jeffrey. You're going to pull it out for Kentucky.
Absolutely. And the accolades just keep coming for this young man. So congratulations. I think I said it off camera, but congratulations to the team. I mean, getting 9th place this past weekend, that's fantastic. You guys have to be extremely proud. You guys work hard, and we're very thankful to have you guys on the show today.
For having us, we appreciate it.
If anybody wants to follow you and find out more information, what do they need to do? I know you got a Twitter page.
We got Twitter. We got Madison Central High School Wrestling Facebook page. What's our Twitter? I don't know, guys.
I think it's MC_wrestling.
There you go.
MC_wrestling.
I had to pull it up I wanted to make sure I got the heroes.
Shout out Miss Kinley for running our Twitter.
Yeah.
Shout out Mom.
Yeah. Shout out to Mom. Absolutely. Your biggest fan, right?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks to you guys for coming in, and we're going to take another quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll hear from Athletic Director at Madison Central, Robbie Cooksey.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding!
We're going to find the perfect treat.
We're going to Nana.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers may also be eligible to get 2.49% financing plus $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. And you may qualify for $500 bonus cash on most Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups when you find your red tag.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop's Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Coquedet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Locally family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full-service construction company offering full-service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation with 24/7 emergency services. Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve you during any emergency. All their services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give them a call at 859-353-1133.
Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse in Richmond. Whether you're an EKU fan or you're a part of the Big Blue Nation, Campus Warehouse has something for you. Stop by and see their new line of Old Road t-shirts, because guys, we know Saturdays are for the boys. Plus, they have the cutest seasonal tees for the ladies. And Campus Warehouse now carries the new line of tees for the kiddos as well. Visit campuswarehouserichmond.com or stop by their location in the Richmond Center next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Samantha Burford. With me tonight is Dawson Rule. Like I mentioned earlier, very excited to have you with us tonight.
Glad to be here.
Your very first sports show.
I think I'm doing pretty good so far.
I think
haven't
you're
been
doing
that bad.
great.
So.
You're not nervous or anything.
Nah.
I get nervous every Monday, so.
And maybe I'll start being nervous now. You'll get me nervous, but we'll make it.
I don't want to make you nervous.
We made it halfway through already. We're doing great.
Can you believe it? It goes by fast, the whole hour.
It's like that.
It really does.
Just
well, and I'm a talker,
so
it's normal for me. With us tonight is, I still want to call him Coach, so he'll always be known as Coach. But the athletic director at Madison Central, Robbie Cooksey's with us. Thanks, Robbie, for coming on.
Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it.
Very exciting. Listen, Madison Central is happening right now. You guys, between Kiera O'Shea and Gavin O'Shea, just the O'Shea family alone is winning all kinds of awards. We got banners everywhere for them.
Yeah, they're a great family, great student representatives of Madison Central. Their mother is our cross country coach. So they're a really, really good family. Excited for them and everything that's going on, all the accolades that they're getting.
Yeah. They still have one more younger daughter. So anxious to see, will she do cross country? Will she go soccer?
Well, she, from what I understand, she's a dancer.
Yeah, so she might be on the dance team.
She likes to dance, so we'll just kind of, maybe she'll have an awesome dancing career.
Absolutely, yes. That is one athletic family, I must say. Well, let's move into football, because what a season Coach Holcomb has had.
Yeah, he had a great season. I couldn't be more proud of a group of coaches and student athletes. It was a really, really fun ride.
And a long ride at that.
It was.
Yeah. To be practicing on Thanksgiving's every athlete's dream.
It's really, really cool, and I think you said it best. It's every coach's and student athlete's dream that play football.
Right.
If you're practicing around Thanksgiving, that means you're deep in the playoffs. So it was just a great run, and I think a couple of things here and there, and we're really close to beating St. X. They end up winning the state championship, so I think we've made a lot of progress in a year's time. So I'm very thankful for Coach Holcomb and the work that his staff has done.
Yeah. I was going to add something to that. With Coach Holcomb only being here 1 year and almost bringing Central to the state championship, this is arguably one of the best Central football teams that's ever been. How does he plan to build on that and get back to the state championship for the first time ever at Central?
Well, I think that obviously the first thing you're looking at is you've got we had quite a few seniors. I think we had 20-something seniors. So you're looking at getting kids ready for next year. So obviously you're going to have some less experienced kids trying to play. So I think offensively they have a lot of kids coming back. They were a lot of underclassmen, but defensively, I know especially along our defensive line and Jeffrey Kinley in the secondary that was just here, we've got kids that spots will need to be replaced. So
big shoes to fill.
Yeah, so it's I think that the big thing is at this point in the season, getting the kids in the weight room, conditioning, lifting. And then, obviously you're going to have spring football, in April. So those will be in the next 3 or 4 months, even though you're not going to be talking about football, are really, really crucial months in the development of your program.
Well, we obviously want to talk basketball. Tomorrow night is the big game, district rivalry between Madison Central, Madison Southern boys basketball.
Right.
I'm sure you will be there
I
along
will be
with
there.
us.
Yeah. I will be there. We're we're excited. Our boys team, I think, is really good. Coach Feldhouse, as always, done another great job. We've got a lot of good kids. They always represent Madison Central really, really well. So we're excited. It's always a big game. The crosstown rivals, but it's a good rivalry. It's a healthy rivalry, and we're just always excited to play Madison Southern. Just I'm sure as Madison Southern is excited to play us.
So this past weekend, we had obviously girls basketball, we had boys basketball Friday night, but this weekend we also had dance, we had cheerleading. You were probably everywhere this past weekend.
Well, we Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was busy. We had our dance team that was participating in the state competition at GRC along with our cheerleaders.
Yeah. Dance team got third out of 11 in the game day division. Super proud of that.
Yeah, right. And the cheerleaders did well. I believe the cheerleaders got fourth.
Yes, fourth out of 23 teams.
So
it's impressive.
It was our dance team and our cheer team are both really, really good. You're talking about teams that are state contenders every year. When you start talking about cheer and dance, people mention Madison Central. Our coaches have done a fabulous job with those young ladies, so we appreciate our coaches. They do a tremendous job. We appreciate our kids. We've got a lot of really good things going on at Madison Central. A lot of sports, a lot of good activities. It's a great school to be at.
Well, let's talk about coming up. You've got baseball, and I know there's some new things in the works with baseball.
Right. We've got some new dugouts for baseball and softball. That has been, I guess that's been a project that's been going for the last couple of months. I'm not a construction guy or anything like that, but it looks like they're working on digging the footers out and things like that. It's gonna be nice to give our girls and our guys something new. That's always pretty special when you can give your kids something new to call home. It will give us a new home and visiting dugout on both sides for baseball and softball, and it's just going to make both parks a little more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, and storage too. That's
sure,
important.
Sure. It's going to
they can keep their equipment somewhere.
Right. You just when you're talking about tearing down things that have been there for a long, long time, and you get the opportunity to design something to make it a little more efficient, a little easier for the coaches, a little easier for the players. That's always nice to do.
Okay. You were talking about recent projects y'all have been doing. Are you guys planning anything for the near future, or do you have anything in mind right now?
Well, that's more decided. As Miss Burford could tell you, that's decided at the district level. I do know that
not always by me, but by
I
all
do
the
know
bosses.
that they're making some plans for soccer in the next couple of years. With the sale of the alternative school, Bellevue Alternative School, I guess this past week. So, what exactly the plans are, I don't think have been particularly laid out, what exactly we're going to do. But, we're always looking to give our student athletes the best that we can give them. Whether that's a new soccer field, whether that's, new dugouts, whether it's, I think we just got done putting some new flooring in the girls and boys basketball locker rooms. So we're always looking to give our student athletes the best. A lot of times it's slow progress, right. But, there's a lot of things that are going on that, we're really excited about. We just got a new LED, I call it a TV, but it's a screen that's going to be used for our basketball arena. That's going to be basically where our statisticians, where we keep the clock. We just got part of that in this past weekend, and we'll be getting the rest of that this week. So we've got some things coming up, but we're always looking to build, always looking to grow. We've got when you've got as many kids as we do as far as student athletes, there's always a lot of always a lot of planning, always a lot of logistics that go into it. But we're always just trying to give the kids the best experience they can get.
Yeah. Like you saw, the wrestling team was just here. You talk about athletes, and like Kinley is a track, wrestling, football,
3-sport athlete. Yeah.
Isn't that incredible? And Madison Central and Madison Southern both really have a lot of that.
Sure. We've got kids that I call them the triple threat athlete because they're playing the 3 sports. But we've got kids that we've got a lot of kids that play 2 or 3 things. They go from one season right into another without a break. Pretty awesome, I think. It's our coaches do a good job of working together to let kids participate. I mean, when you really, really look at it, I mean, most kids in the grand scheme of things aren't going to be college athletes. So just allowing them the chance to participate and do more than one sport, I think is really good for our school, and it's really good for all our programs.
And I've noticed a lot of changes since I graduated from Central a couple years ago. Just new uniforms, play clock for the football field, and I thought that was a great one because I think every major high school should have that. And a lot don't.
It's the play clock is pretty cool. We went down to St. X, and they didn't have one, so. For Coach Holcomb, I know he likes to play fast. So that was one of the things that he wanted was a play clock. So we were happy to do that. I think both Madison Central and Madison Southern got that. I guess the negative of that is when you go on the road and you don't have one, the kids get really, really used to looking at that play clock. So you've got to be a little more aware of the time that you've got going on. That internal clock has to be. You've got to have that internal clock, especially the quarterback, and you've got to watch the officials. But we do. We've got a lot of new stuff. We're trying to get our kids. We try and keep them in new uniforms that are up to date, and how all the I guess clothing trends change as far as uniforms go. So we try and have a uniform rotation about every 5 years that get new uniforms for the kids. We want our kids at Madison Central to have the best possible experience that they can have.
Well, we could totally have you on a show for an hour because we didn't even get to talk about the marching band, the bass fishing team.
We've got a lot.
Archery.
And they're all good.
We have a lot of really, really good teams.
Yes.
It's a full-time job.
Yes.
So it's a fun job. You get to see a lot of kids doing a lot of sports that I don't know a lot about. I don't know a lot about bass fishing. I don't know a lot about archery. I'm still learning about some basics about soccer and volleyball and things like that. But the ins and outs, you start picking up on some of that the longer that you're in the job. So it's been fun. It's been a fun 3 years.
Do you miss coaching?
I do. I miss coaching. There's a lot of things that that I miss, but there are a lot of things that go hand in hand with the role that I'm in right now. So you never know what the future holds.
Right.
I always keep my options open. We'll see what happens. I really enjoy what I'm doing now, but you never know.
Well, we appreciate you being on with us, and as always, like I mentioned, we could have him on for the whole hour because there's so much in athletics and so many different aspects and different athletes that we could totally bring up every single one of them. We just don't have the time.
Right. Be more than glad to come back.
Love
Absolutely.
To have you.
Yep. We will always have you back. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we have a secret when we come back, right? A big
Very
announcement
big
from Mr. Carson. He's going to make his announcement, and I don't know where it is. So
I don't either, so
okay.
I'm waiting.
It's a
I'm
secret.
waiting.
We cannot wait to find out. So we'll take this quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll find out all about it.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding!
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going to Nanon.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers may also be eligible to get 2.49% financing plus $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. And you may qualify for $500 bonus cash on most Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups when you find your red tag.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Kokudet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Locally family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full-service construction company offering full-service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation. With 24/7 emergency services, Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve you during any emergency. All their services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give them a call at 859-353-1133.
Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse in Richmond. Whether you're an EKU fan or you're a part of the Big Blue Nation, Campus Warehouse has something for you. Stop by and see their new line of Old Road t-shirts, because guys, we know Saturdays are for the boys. Plus, they have the cutest seasonal tees for the ladies. And Campus Warehouse now carries a new line of tees for the kiddos as well. Visit campuswarehouserichmond.com or stop by their location in the Richmond Center next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Welcome back to the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. We have a huge announcement in our next segment, and I'm pretty excited because he just put his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hats down.
Hats, and those are some big schools on those hats.
Big schools. One we all know very well, and wouldn't it be exciting?
It would be. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see these next couple minutes.
With no further ado, next on our sports show is Brayden Carson. I always want to call him Fuzz because that's his nickname and that's what we've known him as all these years. And welcome back to the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. So you've got all kinds of accolades, and you have been doing decathlons now.
Right.
So tell us about how this started for you.
So I'd always been a high jumper, or not just high jumper, but mainly a jumper, but high jump was my main thing. And it was about spring of this year when my trainer TJ was like, you know, you have a perfect like sculpt for decathlete. He's like, you would really kill at the decathlon, and that would definitely take you places. And so I got me thinking. You know, I was like doing research and seeing like how it worked and everything, and seeing the people, and I was like, you know, I could look like that. You know, I'm not too far from that, so I feel like I could do it. So I just said whatever and tried it out, and it got me here.
And it's done you well.
Oh, yeah.
You've placed, you've gone to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
We interviewed you, I think, right before you went to Houston, or maybe it was right after.
I think it was right before.
Right before, yeah, that was right the first time. You were a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Now how do you feel?
Feel great.
You feel great.
Yeah.
But tell us about the training, though. Tell us about how your body has changed, how mentally it's changed.
It definitely takes a mental toll on you, especially if you don't see results, when you want to see them, because you can train for hours and hours and hours and barely see any improvement or no improvement at all. It just takes so much time, and so it definitely has a mental toll, and you just got to stick with it because it only gets better, but it just takes a long time. So it's not for everybody, and that was probably the hardest part for me, was just trying to not get angry when I wouldn't improve.
Do as well as or improve.
Yeah, when I wouldn't get better for 2-3 weeks. But the physical aspect, it's definitely the hardest thing I've ever done. Not just the training, but the actual event, the decathlon. The most exhausted I've ever been in my whole life. It's 2 whole days of just constant stuff going on.
Well, I mean, you took 3rd place in your first ever decathlon. That has to be like, okay, maybe I should have started this a long time ago.
Yeah, that's if I had one regret, then the one regret is not doing this a long time ago, because this is for me. This is my calling.
So you have traveled. You've been to many schools, and we can see the hats, Dawson. Tell us about the hats in front of you. I don't want to speak for you.
Okay, so everybody knows Damian Harris.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
His big announcement was the hat thing. So, and a bunch of my buddies and people were like, "Hey, you should do the hat thing. You should like."
And you guys probably
know
each other. I mean, you both went to Madison Southern.
Yeah, I was Damian's water boy in 5th grade.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's something. But yeah, they were like, you should just. Somebody said you should flex your D1 offers, but that's just what
you can flex away.
Yeah,
I think it's impressive. So tell us about each hat.
So, EKU was my first offer. This was back 2 years. No, this was last year. It was like August of last year when I was still a jumper.
Yeah.
I was just still a jumper.
Because you didn't even have a sophomore season, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I hadn't. Yeah. So he just recruited me off my freshman numbers, because I didn't have a sophomore season and junior season hadn't started yet. And then before that, I had visited Navy for football, and I had met with the track coach, Coach Delgado, just to, see what the program was about and everything. And he eventually offered me a couple months after EKU.
Okay.
And I think next was Wisconsin, when it was Wisconsin when Coach Nate Davis, he came to my house to meet up with me just to see if I would see if he liked me.
That's like straight out of the movies.
It was
crazy.
Love it.
It was crazy.
Okay.
We went to Texas Roadhouse. Yeah, he's a great guy. And before he left my house, he offered me a spot. Then, as me and my family were watching an Ohio State game, apparently my dad had known for a couple of days, but
he kept it a secret from you.
He did. Coach Houston calls me up and he's like, "Hey, I just want to offer you a spot on the team. I think you'd be a really good fit here." And right in the middle of the game, that was really overwhelming at the time. And Louisville was in the summer of this year when I had gone and visited Coach Raznick and checked out the place. And I had just went on my official to Wisconsin Halloween. I went to Louisville the next weekend, and then I went to Ohio State 2 weeks after that.
Mm-hmm. So before you make the official announcement, I'd like to know, has your decision changed? At each one, did you say, this is it?
Yep. That's exactly what happened.
Every place you went, you were like, this is it.
That's exactly what happened.
And then would you ever go back to the first one or the second one? Or
It's definitely been a huge dilemma that I've thought about for hours and hours and hours.
Your dad's laughing, so I think he agrees with me. It's happened.
Nothing less than just a lot of stress. trying to figure it out.
Well, but it's a good problem to have, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Very rewarding.
Definitely not complaining, but I'm very,
But
very
now your
excited.
season isn't over for even this season, right?
Yeah, I haven't even had my senior season yet.
Right. So when will that start?
We have a meet in a couple weeks, actually.
Okay.
An indoor meet. And we'll have a couple scattered out weekends, whatever. But we probably will start official like outdoor meets March, April, around that time.
Yeah. So the only people that know are you, your parents, and your coach. So are you ready to tell the world?
I think so. I'm real excited for this. This has been a long time coming. Crazy ride. And I just wanted to thank everybody that's been with me through this whole journey, because it's crazy. And I wouldn't be where I was without any of you. So definitely thank you. Love you all. And just excited to see where this goes. So do I just...
You tell us. We're excited where you are going to make this announcement live on television right now.
So after a lot of thought and, going through the options, contemplating, very long talks with my dad and my family, I have decided to continue my track and field career at the University of Louisville.
Yes!
Oh, wow.
He's going to the University of Louisville, everybody.
Nice.
So you will be fairly close to home. So this will be so exciting. We can keep up. Not that we couldn't keep up with you, at the other schools, but you're still going to be in Kentucky.
Right. Yeah, and it's great. It's definitely the place for me.
Well, and we're not only are we excited, but the athletic director for Madison Central, he even hung around because he was excited to see your decision. He just now left. So he was waiting to see where you decided.
Oh, yeah.
So very exciting. Different school, but we're all happy for you.
Right.
Shows the
And
sportsmanship.
I know a lot of people are shocked because a lot of people were thinking either this or this because of the...
So people are guessing,
the
I'm
name
sure.
kind of made it think.
Right, and a lot of people wonder, like, why not UK? And a lot of people are going to be upset because it's not UK.
Right.
It's the literal rival of UK. So...
What made you decide? What was the final decision-making?
Definitely, Louisville takes the decathlon so seriously. Like, their track and field program is so serious with the way they take it. And not that these don't, but they have had so much proven success, and they just, almost everything there is all brand new and in-state tuition and everything, and the school is just awesome, and I love the coach. I love the whole staff. I met a lot of the guys on the team. It's great.
Was it like a family feel?
Yeah, it's really all like a family feel.
Okay.
Well, we are super excited for you and so thankful that you did that here with us today. Very excited and grateful that you are with us and multiple times. So this won't be your last time on the sports show, I hope.
Awesome.
We are going to continue to follow you in your high school season this right now, like you mentioned. But we also want to keep up with you during your journey at Louisville. So hopefully you'll come back.
Awesome. I definitely will, of course.
Well,
Go Cards.
we're happy to have you. And he's got the L's up now.
Oh, yeah.
Most people around here may give you those L's down because,
Listen, I'm a Kentucky fan, but I will shoot an L's up for you. I'm a cat. But for you, I'll do it.
Do it right.
I'll do it for you.
Does it go like this? You got to teach us.
Yeah, got to turn it.
Okay. All right. We are now learning the proper technique.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exciting. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you
for being here with
having
us.
me, for this opportunity. It's awesome.
All right. Well, we will continue his journey, and very thankful to have him and his dad along for this sports show tonight. Thank you for being with us, and for Gage, our producer, and thank you, Dawson, for being on the show with me tonight.
And what a great first show to be here with you today.
Absolutely. We've
awesome.
had all kinds of learning experiences, special announcements. You always learn something on this show.
Yeah, and I got to put L's up for the first time. Yeah. I'm a Kentucky Wildcat, but hey, L's up for you.
I think I've done it one other time because my daughter toured Louisville to possibly attend college there. So you learn how to do it, and you stand right there and get your picture taken right there in front of the Cardinal I don't want to call it the garden, but the student area is what I want to call it. So it's pretty cool. So, all right, thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you Friday night. No,
tomorrow
Tuesday night. I'm backwards. Tuesday night. I don't even know which game we're going to Friday night. We're living one day at a time. So we'll see you tomorrow night for the Madison Central, Madison Southern boys basketball game, 7:30. Make sure you watch us, and if you can't watch us, make sure you go to the game. It's going to be a great one. Thanks everybody for watching.